Whiskey Before Breakfast.
Yes.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Do me a favor and play it to our close-up camera. I want you to corner on the cobbit. And I want the viewer to watch your jaw.
And from the side?
From straight on.
Straight on, all right.
Yeah, so let them see their jaw as you're playing. Yeah. So jaws flying all over the place, right?
It is, yeah.
So they might have gotten the guess that we want to talk about speed playing.
Okay.
Now, one of the most famous harmonica YouTube videos of all time, you playing at Carnegie Hall.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since the advent of YouTube, about once a month, I get someone forwarding me your link and say, "Have you seen this? This is amazing." And I'm like, I just have to politely say, "Great stuff." You know, it's like
yeah, about 100 times.
100 times. Yeah, yeah. No, it's obviously wonderful playing, and a lot of the question, besides just great music, there's some really fast playing there. And everybody likes to have, the full spectrum available to them when they're playing, and playing fast is definitely a skill set, no doubt. Yeah. So I wanted to use that to kind of open up the conversation for players who are looking to play faster runs.
Right.
What are some techniques that you would employ? There's one somewhat invisible technique to the others to bring faster passages in their playing.
Yeah, well, you noticed right away, you saw this jaw thing going on here. So, I think a lot of people get bogged down in thinking that they've got to, just move a set jaw, up and down really fast. But it's really this pivoting jaw, lower jaw that's actually getting you to kind of, you're moving up and down the harp like this, Mm-hmm. And I never even noticed that's what was going on at first. I mean, I just knew I had to get to that note,
yeah.
And so my jaw would just jump out there after it. So, but I think that's, I was talking to doing a class this morning, and I was telling them that, I'd choose some phrases. Like with me early on, I'd choose a Charlie McCoy phrase, like, and I'd hear him do something like that. So then I'd break it down. I knew that's how he started, 6 down to 4. Once I get those pieces together and get it where I can play it, then it's just a matter of... and then it's just like you're speeding it up, you're going as fast as you can, and then before long I was tacking that onto other things, and I would do ascending and descending.
And before we go too far, I know my students are going to want to play these on the C harmonica.
Yeah.
First part was 6 blow, 5 blow, 4 draw.
Yeah.
Then 3 draw whole step bend, 2 draw, 2 blow, 1 draw, 2 draw.
Yeah,
you can play it slowly for us this again. Good. You throw your little.
Oh yeah,
Dwayne,
I did a little trick.
Good.
So there it is, straighter.
Yeah, and for our theory nuts, the major pentatonic scale.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you. Please
Thank
go
you.
on.
I never knew what I was doing. No, so let's say let me just think of something that moves me up and down the harp. Something like that.
Nice, yeah. Up and back, same time, yeah.
Now that's sort of a rolling, ba-da-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. You're kind of going back and grabbing a note and working down. Always working to some sort of resolution.
Uh-huh.
And you can move out of it, improvise even as you're going up and change the lick, but you're kind of do the same thing. You're moving up to one area of the harp and you're moving back down. And these were ways that just allowed me to get used to at least that section of the harmonica. Mm-hmm. And then I just built my speed up. So that's, and I'm still doing that today. When I warm up, that's usually what I'll do. I'll just, I'll just start playing random phrases until finally, I'm kind of looking for actual, looking for notes. I'm really improvising and not just sticking licks together or phrases, But I don't know what to do other than that's it. You start slow, and you work up, you work your speed up. You know, when I'm working up a song these days, because for example, I've been working on a song called The Merry Priest. It's an Irish tune. It's in third position, and it's a real challenge for me. And let's see if I can do a little bit of this. So that was a real challenge. It was one of those songs that it took me like, I don't know, 2 or 3 days before I could finally just piece the whole thing together.
Uh-huh.
But I started out, there's a choked third, you know. You know, so I would get that much, and then I would play that over and over. Till my speed was up. And now I'm where I'll even mess around with it. Something like that. You know, I'll start moving out of the box a little bit, improvising on my melody. So that's how I still do it. You know, I break it down into sections and then work. You know, get that speed up. Once I sort of commit that section, then I go to another. I build another section onto that. So, and then finally, within a day or two, something difficult like that, I finally got the whole thing pieced together. And then it might take weeks before I'm actually ready to bring that onto the stage.